Yogas. Now, you must keep this lecture in mind with everything that you've learned before. That means, number one on your list should be finding Om in the chart. Right? That is a good start to ascertain which yogas are strong or not in the chart. Yogada. You should also ascertain Yogada in the chart. Because Yogada has the ability to connect to certain chakras. Sri Lagna is below the Muladhara chakra. So it is the base for all the chakras. The part of the Muladhara rests on the Shri chakra, Shri Yantra. So Shri Lagna is the Shri Yantra in the chart and is the base of these. So when you use various techniques to analyze a chart, please keep in mind some of these very special Lagnas. Because these special Lagnas are pivotal in forming the base of this person's universe. Okay? So yogas. Svapitrebhyam.
Svapitrebhyam.
Karma dasastra drishtya.
Karma dasastra drishtya.
Tadisha drishtya.
Tadisha drishtya.
Matrinata drishtya.
Matrinata drishtya.
Chadhimanta.
Chadimanta.
So one of the first yogas we're going to learn is Dhimanta Yoga. If the Lord of the first house, from Lagna or Atmakaraka, is in the third or sixth house, or if the Lords of the third or sixth houses aspects the first house, or if the Lord of the fifth house aspects the first house, the native aspires for knowledge and is intelligent. Let's try to understand this. Third and sixth houses are the natural signs of Mercury. Gemini and Virgo. So, Mercury is carrying the ability for you to learn something, to understand something. So, third and sixth houses carry that trait. Third and sixth houses are Upachaya houses, right? So, therefore, in this context, we should also include 10th house and 11th house, because they're also Upachaya houses, correct? So, 10th and 11th house can also give Dhimanta Yoga, but of a different type, of a different kind. Fifth house is naturally lorded by the sun. The sun causes the body and the brain to work. It gives a natural inclination towards learning because you want to make yourself knowledgeable. Whereas in case of Mercury, you are questioning. You have various opinions and you want to know the answer to some of these opinions. So you are researching. You like studying for the sake of finding answers, whereas the sun likes studying for the sake of studying. Among the two, sun and Mercury, the sun gives you jnana, and the Mercury will give vijnana. What is vijnana? Jnana which is stuck in this world. And the sun gives jnana, which means it can take you even beyond. Jnana stays with the soul. Vijnana stays in the mind. The 5th and 11th houses are opposite each other. So, among the Upachaya, we will ignore the 11th and take the 5th house as giving Dhimanta. This gives you 4 houses, correct? 3rd house, 5th house, 6th house, and 10th house. These Dhimanta yogas give 4 types of Dhi. 4 types of intelligence. 10th house gives Siddhi. 6th house gives Buddhi. This has never been taught before, write it down. 5th house gives Shuddhi, purity. 3rd house gives Vriddhi, which is growth. Why does the 5th house give purity or Shuddhi? Because it's the mantra bhava. And here you're doing mantra bathing. Remember we taught mantra bathing earlier? How to bathe in the chakras? By worshipping the chakras with Navakari Bija. So all mantras are making you bathe in the chakras. Because you're bathing, you're being washed. And this gives purity due to the blessings of Shiva. These 4 Ds, which you are getting due to Dhimanta, give you the power of the Gayatri mantra. By reciting the Gayatri mantra, your Dhimanta yoga start working in your chart. Because the fifth house is like the Lagna, remember? Fifth house is like the Lagna. Because the sun lords it and is Karaka for Lagna by nature. The fifth lord associated with the third, sixth or 10th house also gives Dhimanta yoga. So fifth lord with sixth house, fifth lord with third house, fifth lord with 10th house can also give Dhimanta yoga by itself. Regarding the 10th house, you know more appropriately that if Lagna Lord is in 10th house, it causes Siddhi Yoga, which is a type of Dhimanta Yoga as well.
Can you just say those four types of D?
Yes.
Riddhi, Shuddhi, Buddhi, Siddhi, and first is growth, Riddhi.
Vriddhi is growth.
Growth.
It's leading to expansion and growth.
Purity is for the fifth house.
Yes, Suddhi, yes.
For the sixth house, Buddhi.
Buddhi, yes. Intelligence growth, intellectual growth. 10th is Siddhi.
Intelligence.
Yes. And 10th is Siddhi, which means ability to accomplish something. It also gives you the ability to master a subject. Lagna Lord in 10th house, you will master a subject. Right, Maya?
You have this. You have this.
Yes. Maya also has it. You have Lagna Lord in 5th house. Right? Diego has Lagna Lord in 6th house.
I have another Lagna Lord in third.
You have two. So you have to choose which Dhimanta yoga you want, right? Now when 5th Lord is causing the Dhimanta, when the 5th Lord causes it, it's different. Then, with the 3rd and 6th house, it causes two types of yogas. When 5th Lord is joined 6th Lord, it causes Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya Yoga. Remember Sankhya? Sorry, Shankha. Shankha Yoga. I couldn't mix them up. Shankha means the conch, which is blown to begin something, to make something new. Something new will start. A new idea. It gives the ability for great planning ability. When the 3rd and 5th Lords are having yoga, it is called Chakra Yoga. You have the ability to execute orders, to make orders happen, make things happen. The great enemy to this Dhimanta Yoga is Mars. Anger will ruin your intelligence. Saturn also causes a bit of a problem. Sorrow can also make you forget. So Mars and Saturn are the main problems. You should make them auspicious in the chart. By doing so, your intelligence grows. You should see this from Lagna to see knowledge you are seeking. And natural faculties, like this comes naturally to you to study like this. if this is from Atmakaraka, the soul has been born for the sake of learning. From Aruda Lagna, it merely manifests in this world as if one is studying.
Can you repeat this?
If from Aruda Lagna, it merely manifests in this world as somebody who is studying and learning and researching.
So this person only appears as if someone...
Yes, they may not actually be studying or researching. They may not be.
Mhm.
Like teachers, they can talk about their research for years, but they only did one piece of research. For years they ride on that. Get great university positions to teach students. So let's see in this room. Who has the Manta Yoga here? Let's take Vistilasan first so you will understand this. Vistilasan is Scorpio Lagna. He has one Ketu in 3rd house and one Mars in 10th house. But 3rd Lord is not joined Ketu. Lagna Lord is in 3rd house, but 3rd Lord is not associated with Lagna. So that 3rd Lord Yoga is not working.
Sorry, King.
Yes.
The Lagna Lord is in the 3rd.
Lagna Lord is in 3rd house, but the 3rd Lord is not associated with the Lagna or Lagna Lord.
But the Lagna Lord is right there.
Yes. So that means Visti will be seeking 3rd house knowledge, but he will not get it because the books are not available. The 3rd house has to give you also. Just because you're seeking it doesn't mean you get. Okay. Visti also has Lagna Lord in 10th house, and 10th Lord is in Lagna. So that knowledge is granted because the 10th Lord is associating back with Lagna. So 10th house, or its Lord rather, should associate with the Lord or with the Lagna, then the knowledge is granted to you. The Lords of these houses, 3rd, 6th, 10th, 5th, they are holding the knowledge. The Lagna Lord is merely seeking the knowledge. So you need something to also give you the knowledge back. Where will you get that knowledge from? The Lords of these houses. Okay? Now I'll only stick to Lagna in this case. Then you later can do other lordships. In Mutlu's case, Lagna Lord Mercury is in 5th house. It is 10th Lord itself, but we cannot count that. It is in 5th house. So mainly you are seeking 5th house knowledge as a Dhimanta Yoga. But 5th Lord is not associated with Lagna or Lagna Lord.
What dispositor of the...
We'll get to that. Okay?
Okay.
So there's no Dhimanta Yoga coming from Lagna Lord. The 5th Lord is in 6th house, right? And it itself is 6th Lord.
And also conjoined with the 3rd house Lord.
Yes. So there is a Shankha Yoga and Chakra Yoga. That is the Dhimanta Yoga in Mutlu's case. It's not Lagna Lord in 5th house. It's 5th Lord in 6th house, joined 3rd Lord, and it's also 6th Lord. And we also know it's 8th Lord, so it's Vata Yoga. That is your Dhimanta Yoga. Okay?
So it is giving the knowledge.
Huge knowledge. Huge knowledge.
That I can find easily knowledge.
You will have it and you will get it easily. Imagine, out of the blue, Visti Larsen is there, he's teaching Jaimini. Let's go. Let's go. How do you find that? People are struggling desperately to become part of this Jaimini workshop. And you, it's just here's the knowledge, it's available, you see that email, apply. It looks like everything is falling apart just before going, and yet you go. Yet you find the money, everything happens. See that? Everything in last minute, everything, but it happens. It happens. See? That is your yoga. It's not Lagna Lord in 5th house. So in the future you will say Lagna Lord in 5th house. I have Chakra Yoga, Shankha Yoga, and Vedanga Yoga. Wow.
8th house because of 8th house.
Sorry?
Vedanga Yoga. Remember we discussed? 5th Lord in 6th house with 8th Lord? Vedanga Yoga. Prabhupada's chart also. Same. Huh. Let's see. Sandeep. Is there any D at all over there somewhere? Let's see.
Do we look at Rashi Drishti?
Of course.
Yeah.
Let's see. Lagna Lord is in 11th house.
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't confirm any special D yogas. It is joined 9th Lord, 4th Lord, 7th Lord. These are not D yogas. Okay?
Yeah.
Second, fifth,
Which one?
no, I'm just trying to remember if there's anything in his association with Guru and.
Fifth Lord.
Fifth Lord is in 4th house. In Parivartana with 4th Lord. Okay.
Associates with the 10th Lord, which is Venus by Rashi Drishti, and Venus has Rashi Drishti back on that.
Let us see. You said Jupiter, the 5th Lord, is in 4th house, having Rashi Drishti on Venus, which is 10th Lord.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
3rd Lord, which that's Venus as well.
3rd Lord is also Venus. Okay, so there's a yoga there. Guru Shukra yoga is there. Rashi Drishti. Alright.
Do we look at the I think with the 6th house, it has Rashi Drishti on the 6th house as well.
Rashi Drishti on 6th house is not going to grant it because you need lords to be involved.
Lords to be involved.
So this means that if you get a mantra for Guru, Jupiter, the drishti will work and the knowledge will come. See that? So who is granting your knowledge? Jupiter is granting you. Keep that in mind.
Jupiter. So that's Dimanta and Chakra Yoga as well, which is 3rd and 5th
Yes.
associate.
Yes? All of them are Dimanta yogas. All of them. Okay.
Jupiter.
Maya.
2.
Are you sure you have 2? Let's see. Lagna Lord Rahu is in 10th house.
Yes, and it's expecting.
Where's 10th Lord?
10th Lord is in 3rd house.
Is the 10th Lord associating with Rahu?
No, it's Lord in Rahu, so that is association.
But they will all do that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's not the one. Lagna Lord is in 3rd house. Okay? In Scorpio.
Yeah.
So it should have a yoga with either Mars or Ketu. Who are 3rd lords?
Ketu and Mars, and Ketu is in Parivartana with Guru.
Yes.
You know that.
And Mars
Ketu-
is?
Mars is in 5th.
Is it having Rashi Drishti, Graha Drishti, anything?
Mars not, but Ketu does have Rashi Drishti on Lagna.
Aha! So Ketu is the real one giving you your Dimanta yoga. Guru Ketu yoga. Okay?
Is this just Mercury in 3rd and Ketu gives back Rashi Drishti to Lagna?
Yes.
So there is no need for Parivartana.
You don't need any Parivartana. But the Parivartana is getting activated as well. It is getting activated. Because if Ketu gets activated, Parivartana will get activated. Like in Sandeep's case, Jupiter is activated, he has Parivartana with Ketu as well. Okay, interesting. Yes.
I told you that the Rahu in 10th is just.
Aha, you sure? Okay,
Yeah.
yes.
I
Again.
don't have connected it with Lagna Lord, I have it connected with the 5th Lord. So 5th Lord and 6th Lord are conjoined. 5th and 3rd are also conjoined. Maybe also conjoined with the 8th Lord and 9th Lord. So that's actually
So what is this 5th Lord? Which Graha is this?
Mangal.
Manga. And Mangal is in Root Chakra Yoga, yes?
Yeah, no, as you said no. So is it or is it not?
Well, you tell me. Is it giving you knowledge of Jyotish? Root Chakra
But
Yoga
it
gives
could
knowledge
be
of
also,
Jyotish.
like conjoined 5th, 6th and 8th, like learning Vedanga in the foreign country, which is actually happening. So it's not necessarily...
It also is a yoga for
goes-
teaching Vedanga in a foreign language. Okay? That's also you should have both meanings. Both meanings, as you said, and the other also. Okay? Correct. So that is your yoga for learning. Okay?
Yeah.
Very good. Diego. Kumbha Lagna, Aquarius Lagna.
6th house,
Saturn is one lord, placed in 6th house.
placed in 6th house.
So that means it is in Cancer. So the Lord Moon must associate with Lagna again? Does it?
No.
It does not. Alright. So, let's take the other Lord, Rahu.
Yeah.
Rahu is in 9th house.
9th house.
That's not a yoga.
No.
That's
Okay? 5th Lord is
Mercury.
Mercury. And is Mercury joined 6th Lord?
Rashidrishti. And yes, in for Sirla Mars.
Mhm. Third Lord.
Yeah, fifth and
Oh, fifth Lord and third Lord joined, yes?
yes, correct.
Wow,
We-
interesting. And 10th Lord Mars, yes?
Ten Lord Mars.
Wow. It's Mars again.
Mars again.
Okay, okay. Wow, interesting. So, the two of you have Mars connected. You also have Mars connected. You have Ketu connected. Yeah. And my Lagna Lord is Mars. In 10,000 Parivrata of the Sun.
And your Lagna
And,
Lord is
and
also
it's joint
Ketu.
Scorpio, which is lorded by Ketu. Ha, yeah, you sure? Are you sure? Yes. That's how it's supposed to be. You can also define the knowledge based on this.
Yeah.
Dimanta in what?
I'm just thinking.
What
of-
is the Dimanta? This is the Dimanta you're getting. Mars and Ketu.
Previously you said that Mars ruins
How many
in
years did you study Jyotish? 19 years. Is that what you said earlier?
Not Jyotish.
Western astrology also, yes. How many years?
19.
19 years. They're both Mars and Ketu yoga. Jyotish and Vedic, Western astrology. Actually, Jyotish is also Western astrology.
How?
Western astrology, Vedic astrology, this, that, they're all Jyotish. Even palmistry is Jyotish. All of them is Jyotish. Okay?
In my case, it's 12 years.
Hmm?
In my case, it's 12 years since I first started.
Okay, it is 12 years since you first started.
That's
But
just-
point is that you're studying. And what are you studying? Mars and Ketu. Good. Keep it up.
previously you said that this Mars ruins intelligence and we are all so full of Mars.
So if Mars is blessing you, then you get Jyotish knowledge, the eye. If Agni blesses you. So, in Jyotisha's case, the problem is not Mars, it's Saturn. Because Mars will normally cause the knowledge to come in Jyotishas.
Mm-hmm.
Got it?
Why shouldn't? Why is that?
Because he can give sorrow. Can give sorrow. These weaknesses will come up. Then you must be strong and overcome them. Then the knowledge is open. Open doors. But if Saturn is granting you the knowledge, he cannot take it away from you also. Right? In your case, Saturn is fifth lord in sixth house. He's giving you the knowledge.
Yes.
So how can he take it away? See? So it depends. If Saturn is granting you, then how can he take it away from you? Mars is granting you, how can he take it away from you? Alright?
Can I ask?
Then you must only be, that what it implies is that if you do have these yogas with Mars and Saturn, you must be careful of anger and sorrow. They will come with this, but you will not forget the knowledge. Yes, Agni.
Sorry for interrupting. Can you just further bit explain this connection of the 5th and 6th Lord, 5th and 6th house? Like in the previous
Shankar yoga.
days, yes, in the previous days you were interpreting this as a bad thing, like the person cannot accept mantras, cannot accept remedies, doesn't
No,
have
the remedies are
all-
broken, that's what it means. Okay?
Okay,
Yes.
so how that in the same time can give some intelligence
What
and
is
a
happening is,
new start and
that they need to offer a weapon for the mantras to work. That's all it means. Once they do, the Raja Yoga is working. Okay.
Once upon a time, you may advised me also to Nishima weekends, something
Yes.
like this.
Yes. Because of this.
But I didn't do because of there is no opportunity.
To do. So now you got a means, you know? You do this mudra, right? Or is it, how is it? Is it like this? Like that, something? Kurma mudra, like this? Okay? You take your two hands, you take these two out, yes? And you fold them like that. Exactly. And then you say the mantra. This is Kurma mudra. So this is your weapon. And you say the Kurma mantra.
Yes.
Kurmaya meru prishtaya
Swaha.
swaha, exactly. If it's Rama, this is the bow.
Very nice.
I'm not kidding, this is
I
the
like
bow.
it.
Yeah.
Good to learn mudras, right? What do you offer to Hanuman? Gada. Stand like this in front of Hanuman. Hanumate Gadadharaya swaha. Some people they go like this. This is the gada. Mudras. Ah.
Can you take a picture of you doing that?
No.
There's a mudra page.
means-
Send-
Yeah, I sent you one mudra page. Actually, in India, you should get these books which says 108 mudras and just go through it like that. Mudra for this purpose, mudra for that purpose, mudra for that purpose, mudra for that purpose. Narasimha mudra, I should show you. It's a bit scary. You have to get down, you have to do turn out, like that. You know? It's Narasimha mudra. So, know the mudras for the weapons at least, right? If you don't have weapons around you, you can't offer any silver, any gold, anything. Learn the mudras, you know. Kurmaya, Meru Prishte Swaha. Okay?
While chanting.
Do it like this.
You chant the mantra and you say, and you do this mudra. Okay?
The right one is above, right?
This is for kurma. Yes.
Okay.
This is the Meru. Which Meru? This also refers to the Shri Yantra.
Shriyanta is metal.
Yes.
Meru chakra.
Meru Chakra. This is the Shri Yantra. The one which upholds the entire earth and lokas. Mudra, eh? Ah. Those of you who have strong Mars in your chart should get into mudras. You should.
We all
Okay.
have strong Mars.
Everybody has strong Mars in the chart. So all of you should get into mudras. Okay? You should learn mudras properly. Yes.
What's
Some
the-
people even say that this is the gada. You do gada like that. Tunk. This, you put out the middle finger, this is also the gada. So some people, they do gada to each other. Okay?
What's that for?
It is the gada of Hanuman. Some people do the big size with putting their hand underneath their elbow. The small one is like this. This is the small one. The dunk. With the middle finger.
Yes, and Serbia both have similar meanings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you know why. Yeah, this is more appropriate. I don't want you to do this in front of God. Just do this. You might get wrong ideas in your head if you put up the middle finger in front of God. You know. It's also important how your intention is. So do this. This is the gada of Hanuman. Jai Hanuman, Kyana Guna Saga, Jai Kapisha, Pavana Sutanam. Alright. So, now we go a bit further. Daresha Dristyacha, Sukhina.
Sukhina.
If the Lord of the fourth aspects the Lagna, the native is happy and contented. Interesting. If the Lord of the Lagna is in the fourth house, you are seeking happiness. If the fourth Lord is in the Lagna, you're actually having happiness. The fourth Lord aspects Lagna, the same thing happens. If it's Graha Drishti, it's internal happiness. If it's Rashi Drishti, it is external comfort. See all the differences? Rashi Drishti is external, so external comfort will come from Rashi Drishti. So when he says if the Lord of the fourth aspects Lagna, the native is happy and contented, inner happiness comes from Graha Drishti. External happiness, Rashi Drishti.
And this Graha Drishti is still not permanent as Rashi Drishti.
Exactly.
So it
Graha
changes
Drishti
in
can
time.
come and go. Yes. Which Graha Drishti should you take? All the Graha Drishtis. All Grahas have third and 10th aspect. All Grahas have fifth and 9th aspect. All Grahas have fourth and 8th aspect. They're just not as strong. Okay? For example, if the fourth Lord, let's say is, I'll take an example of, let's say, fourth Lord is Sun. Okay? And let's say Sun is placed in 11th house. So which Lagna would this be for? Taurus Lagna, Sun in Pisces. Correct? Assume that example and draw it, please. Taurus Lagna, Sun in 11. This would be fourth Lord. Now, Sun has one pada drishti on 3rd and 10th houses. One pada. Eka pada.
Sorry, 1/3,
10.
1/4.
yes, 2.
3 and 10th house. All grahas have this. Saturn just has 4 pada on the 3rd and 10th houses from it. So Sun in this case is aspecting Lagna, correct? Yes. So that means this dictum works. It will give happiness. How much happiness in which aspect of life? This is called Kama Ayana Drishti. Kama Ayana Drishti means you will have your desires fulfilled. Like what? Oh, I could really use that bag of chips. Oh, I could really use that soda now. Oh, I could really use to buy something more for myself. That Kama Drishti, it's a desire. Now, imagine now the Sun has gone to Capricorn instead. Instead, put it in Capricorn. This is example number 2. Now he is having 5th drishti on the Lagna, correct? 5th drishti is called Tupada drishti. Tupada drishti gives dharma and moksha.
It is trying.
Moksha.
I'm sorry, not dharma and moksha. Dharma and kama. Dharma and kama. Jesus Christ.
That's Rahu and Jupiter.
Rahu and Jupiter are like that. So they're all about dharma, 1, 5, 9,
And Kama.
and kama, which is already there. Okay? So in such a case, what are you getting? Which type of happiness are you getting? You are getting physical happiness. Dharma is all about protecting the body, protecting the self, and you're able to get that bag of chips you wanted from earlier. Okay? Now imagine example 3. Sun has gone to 6th house. Now it will have 8th drishti on the Lagna. Now, here it is going to give dharma, kama, and artha drishti. Artha drishti also. What is artha drishti? Wealth. So, you have actually wealth happiness. What does that imply? You own the couch you're sleeping on. You didn't rent it. You own it. It is yours. It's part of your happiness. It's part of your wealth. And you are going to protect your health with good medicines. And you are also getting that bag of chips again. The chips are staying. Everybody can buy chips. Why did I say chips? Sun, something fried maybe? Okay, anyway. Now, 4th example, Sun in 7th house. Example number 4. Here the Sun has complete 4 pada, all pada drishti on the Lagna. 4 pada, complete drishti. Completely sees the Lagna. And being 4th Lord, he now will give happiness in all 4 parts of life. You get your chips, you get your health, you get your couch or bed, and finally, you are also happy with the same. You are satisfied because you get moksha ayana. Moksha ayana means you are content and no longer seeking any more desires. Contentment is moksha. Satisfaction is moksha. Because you're liberated from the desire. All ayana. None of the grahas have aspect on 2nd and 12th house. These houses are under the domain of Hari. That means if Sun is in 12th house from Lagna, it will not aspect Lagna. If Sun is in 2nd house from Lagna, it will not aspect Lagna.
Is it not 6?
And therefore you must infer there is no happiness. Zero sukha. Correct?
In Taurus Lagna.
If for Taurus Lagna, 4th Lord does not have Drishti on Lagna, happiness is lacking. Sukha is lacking. Grahas can also not aspect 6th and 11th houses from them. These are the houses of Hara. So 2 and 12 are Hari, and 6th and 11th are Hara. So if Sun is 4th Lord for Taurus Lagna and is placed in 3rd house, it does not have Graha Drishti on the Lagna because the Lagna is in 11th from it. Therefore the person will lack Sukha, will not have Sukha in their life. Because there's Rashi Drishti between Cancer and Taurus, there will be external Sukha, but not internal. Graha Drishti is internal, Rashi Drishti is external. Rashi Drishti can give Devata Drishti. So 4th Lord's Rashi Drishti on the Lagna can give Bhakti. So for Taurus Lagna, Sun in 3rd house is a bit of a dilemma. You do not have happiness at home, but you have Bhakti towards God. We call this Matrika Drishti. The person will somehow have a lot of joy with Rashi Drishti, Devata Drishti. They'll have a lot of joy. But the desires regarding their comforts in their home are lacking. I call this TM yoga. Okay?
Why?
You lack all the comforts, but you are very dedicated to the meditation and subject. You know? You lack comforts in life, but very dedicated to the Devata. Now this is of course not only applicable to TM, it's applicable to many organizations in which the people very dedicated but lack comforts in life. The desires are not being fulfilled. Let's see. If the Lagna Lord is having Drishti on the Lagna, it can give fame. Wow, eh?
So Langala.
Yes.
What kind of drishti?
What do you think?
Well,
Being placed.
Can be used for both Graha and Rashi, just depending on the.
Lagna Lord also shows the brain working, right?
Yes,
Is that an internal or external faculty?
this fame
Internal.
is
Internal
external.
is brain, external is fame.
Fame.
So internal, Graha Drishti, brain working. External, fame, Rashi Drishti. I'm sure you can make out these. Dhana, yoga for 2nd Lord. 3rd Lord, Parakrama, ability to move on the right path, to get advice and move on the right path, move ahead in life, take action, move ahead, overcome challenges. 4th Lord, we learned Sukha Drishti already. 5th Lord, Jnana, or putra. Children can indicate it here. Sixth lord, enemy. And you already learned Dhimanta Yoga? That's the internal faculty of sixth house. Like in fifth house. Like in third house. Seventh lord, excess dara. That means excessive focus on the opposite sex or relationships in general. Eighth lord will give disease or poverty. Disease is internal, external is money. So, Graha Drishti of 8th Lord on Lagna, disease. Rashi Drishti of 8th Lord on Lagna, financial issues. 9th Lord is Dharma and Guru. Actually, I should say, fortune is external, internal is religion and Dharma. 10th Lord, Karma Yogi. 11th Lord, Labha Drishti, wealth. 12th Lord, expenses. And I've added a small note on what I've mentioned earlier. In case of Graha Drishti, the effects are internal. That is, 8th Lord's Graha Drishti causes disease, while 8th Lord's Rashi Drishti causes financial poverty. Lordships work through other grahas. So, if that graha which is lording one house is joined another graha, then that other graha is taking the yoga to light. It's bringing the yoga to light. For example, Libra Lagna, Tula Lagna. Let's say Ketu is in Lagna for Libra Lagna. This means second lord is in Lagna, right? It can give great wealth. Great wealth can come. Let's assume it's joined another graha, like Mercury is there. Then by strengthening Mercury, the yoga works and the person gets rich. No, it is the planet which is joined second lord. So, because it's joined second lord, that one is responsible for bringing the other graha to light. So, one in such a case, for Libra Lagna, Mercury, Ketu Lagna, advise an emerald and they will get very, very wealthy. For example. So the other graha can bring the results. This is the sutra on 8th Lord. Rogesha,
Rogesha,
Drishtya,
Drishtya,
Daridra.
Daridra.
The Lord of the 8th house aspects the Lagna, the native is having poverty. This is Rashi Drishti obviously. Correct? This is an external faculty. Wherever your 8th Lord is placed, that indicates in which facet of life the poverty comes. For example, if 8th Lord is in 5th house for, let's see a good example here. For Cancer Lagna, what does that mean? That is,
Scorpio.
Saturn is 8th Lord in Scorpio. Right? Cancer Lagna. Then the poverty will happen at the time of birth of child. Because it's in 5th house. So whichever house it's been aspecting from, that activity has to come up for the problem to arise. So when you see Rashi Drishti, and you see some event happening, or even Graha Drishti and an event is happening, that event is going to trigger the house it's in. Okay? For example, Cancer Lagna, Saturn is 8th Lord in 5th house. Saturn is having Rashi Drishti or Lagna. So 8th Lord Rashi Drishti or Lagna indicates poverty. When will the poverty happen? It's in 5th house. So when children are born. Okay? Or if in other cases when a person's getting students. Yeah.
During school.
Yes. Okay?
Graha Drishti giving sickness.
Yes. Because it's internal faculty, internal problem. See, the Lagna is Om. The Lagna is Om. So that is why any graha associating with the Lagna is giving these yogas. Why are we talking about Lagna? Because Lagna is Om and is manifesting the yogas. So, if you want to purify the Lagna from these drishtis, you recite Om, 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 Om. Or if you like long, Om. Okay? So to purify bad drishtis on the Lagna, recite Om. Meditate on Om. Yes?
What would be just to fill in this table? The
Yeah.
previous, what would be the internal faculties of 11th house? And
What do you think? Friendships?
it's also
You know what you should do to figure this out? Varahamihira has given the houses, and he's given two lists.
the lot of something like
One
this.
internal, one external. To get that, you must. Then you have all the lists. When 8th Lord is aspecting the Lagna, now we get to this. It's really important. There's actually a battle going on between Lagna and that Graha. Okay? There's a battle going on. At the end of the day, that other Graha or yourself must die. Okay? One of the two has to survive. It's a battle. It's a real war of sorts. It's a real war. At the end of the day, either yourself or that Graha has to leave. It may not also be physical death. It can be death as in leaving the country, going far away. Complete separation from that Graha. You don't see that Graha again.
aspect.
If 8th Lord aspects Lagna, yes.
Karaka, natural Karaka.
I am this.
I know. Okay?
But
By doing Om, you're strengthening yourself. You'll be fortunate to be put in a position where you may be leaving your place and going to another place. But it can force you to be separated from that other Graha. That's okay. That is part of life. Alright?
But it's different for Scorpio Lagna and Tauro Lagna.
Ah, yes. For
What is
Taurus,
the rule?
you mean for Aries Lagna and Libra Lagna. Their 8th Lord is also Lagna Lord, right? So this will not work for them. You have to see in their cases 3rd Lord as 8th Lord. Similarly, for Taurus Lagna and Scorpio Lagna, their 6th Lord will not act as 6th Lord. So see 11th Lord instead. 6th from 6th.
For which one?
For Taurus and Scorpio, see 11th Lord instead. So that means that if you're Taurus or Scorpio Lagna, diseases will come from 11th Lord. Oh.
Aries, Libra, Third. Right?
For Aries and Libra,
Third.
3rd Lord. Taurus and Scorpio, 11th Lord. And the house, of course. Let's see this chart. This is chart of Shri Krishna. Does he have 8th Lord aspecting Lagna?
Yes.
Yes.
The 8th Lord is Jupiter in 5th house. And it's aspecting the Lagna. Okay.
Yes.
This will be a serious case of battle. And he may, because of this, come close to losing a son. Also, because Jupiter is the Karaka. There was a major battle which went on between Krishna and Indra. And Indra's body was destroyed, Jupiter. Okay? Indra's body was destroyed. Because the Lagna was stronger and was holding Om. If your Lagna holds Om, the other Graha's bad drishti cannot touch you. If your Lagna is holding Om. So the main remedy, Om. Om. So in Mutlu's case, we have a bit of a predicament. Why? Because on one hand, we have this beautiful Shankha Yoga, right? The Dhimanta Yoga. All the Raja Yogas will come from there. But it's also Mars, 8th Lord aspecting Lagna. So Mars is having Dur Drishti, a negative Drishti. So if we have to ensure that this yoga is working properly, we have to clean the Lagna first. When we clean the Lagna, that yoga will function without damaging. Just like this yoga in the case of Krishna ensured the Gita came out. So it's here we're learning this from. He was able to overcome this, and this yoga became auspicious and gave the Gita. This yoga is the one due to which we today know Krishna. This is what continued the tradition. So we're learning from this that if you make the Lagna strong, the yoga will function properly. So, the advice therefore would be meditation on Om. Om. In the morning. In the evening you can do clean. Yes? Arjun?
I have 8 Lord right there on Lagna.
You have 8 Lord
Malefic.
Rahu and Lagna.
Yes.
Yes.
Malefic.
Yes.
Right there on Lagna.
So, Om for you also. Okay. Rahu will cause mental problems, not physical. Saturn will cause physical.
But Saturn is
The
also...
nodes will cause mental problems, anxieties, which are not really there.
Mercury.
They're not really there. So instead you must strengthen the Lagna and you'll overcome it.
And this clean you said in the evening, is it like evening at the sunset or evening like before
Between
midnight?
10 p.m. midnight.
Okay.
10 p.m. to midnight. Best time. Best time.
When the dashas come also, it will increase the effect.
Exactly. Now dashes are easy. Easy. It works in Rashi, eh? Okay. Quickly move on before anybody gets any good ideas.
Mercury business or parents.
Mercury friends, uncles. Okay. Next sutra. Ripunata,
Ripunata,
Dristya,
Drishtya,
Vyayashila.
Vyayashila.
The Lord of the 12th house aspects the Lagna. The native is a spendthrift. They will spend a lot. Okay. That makes sense. Which Drishti?
External.
External, if they have many expenses.
Yeah.
Internal Graha Drishti, they like to spend.
Okay.
They like to spend. Like Dennis, he says he likes to spend. In his case, 12th Lord Venus is in 10th house. So 10th house gets Tripada Drishti. From 10th to 4th, 10th to 4th they're from. 4th Drishti is Tripada. So that is why he likes to spend. Simple. Keep in mind that Graha Drishti can also be part of your nature. Because it's part of you. Personality, character, nature. Can I go to the next slide? Swami, Drishtaya, Prabala. The aspect of the Lord of Lagna on Lagna ensures physical felicity. This is also an internal trait, that you will have good health. So this is also Graha Drishti.
It's very important, this aspect.
Yes.
Just grow in life.
Stanzas 1337 to 1341 are indicative of the types of results that can be expected if the ascendants is conjoined or aspected by the lords of the various houses. We may add that if the lord of the second or seventh house aspects the ascendant, the native is a Srimanta Yoga, Srimanta Yogi or Srimanta, or one who aspires for wealth, or if the 10th lord joins or aspects, the native is famous, because the 10th house is also supposed to give fame. 10th house also gives fame. The lord of the ascendant in the various houses also gives results. For example, in 3rd and 6th, Dhimanta Yoga. 2nd and 7th, Srimanta. 8th causes poverty, 12th strength, and so on. These results are to be studied from the Atmakaraka and Aruda Lagna as well. Wherever the Lord of Lagna is placed is where the intellect is working. It's moving in that direction. Other lordships in the Lagna shows cases, subjects, which are presented to the person. If you have a planet in Lagna, you'll be presented with this opportunity. This is given to you, presented to you. Similarly, Drishti on Lagna will also be things presented to you. It's not something you're seeking. It's not something that you are doing consciously. So therefore, despite 12th Lord associated with the Lagna giving you expenses and making you spendthrift, Lagna Lord in 12th house makes you save a lot. You've probably never heard that. Lagna Lord in 12th house makes you want to save a lot of money. Okay? There's a difference there. You want to save because you are waiting for the expenses to come. You're saving to wait for the expenses.
My sister does that and she's very good at that.
See that? It works very nicely. I know this case. Lagna Lord in 12th house. Person is not spending. Person is saving. You never have thought that, right?
What about miser?
A miser is also indicated by this. Holding the money, will not give easily. Am I right? Your sister's like that. She doesn't give money out easily. Exactly. They won't admit it. Don't ever tell them this. They'll never admit it.
But she
They'll
has
say, no, I just don't have money to give. That's right. You're saving it.
It's very good at that. But she has a Parivartana between the 12th and the first house as well.
Oh,
So
okay.
will that
So
change
she-
over time?
So yes, it changes. Actually, it changes during the day.
Right.
You have to just find the right time to ask her. Then everything's fine.
Eighth Lord in Lagna also can give this miser?
No.
My son has the same.
Eighth Lord does not distinctly have to do with
And he says
whether you want
his
to give
own
money or not.
Well,
It gives
Saying
problem
he
with
don't
money.
want to give it easily.
Like
He
you may
don't
not have
want,
much
but
money
he
if
would
Eighth Lord is in
oh,
Lagna.
buy me this, buy me that, buy me that.
But
So
it's,
he will
but
ask
it's the
for
12th
money,
house
spend,
which
spend,
decides whether you will spend or not.
His own money, he's like, no.
Aruda Lagna is very useful for this also.
One penny.
Well,
Aruda Lagna is very useful for this.
So Lord of Aruda Lagna in 12th would definitely give.
A person who
What?
does not want to spend.
Aha.
Unless 12th Lord is associated. Then they will spend. Okay?
But the ascendants in 12 half, yes, give energy. Give your energy,
Yes, it does.
your life, one
Yes,
example.
yes.
But
Your
no
strength.
money.
Mhm.
That is important.
Lagna Lord in 12th house with Sun will be a master at meditation.
Yes, and temple
With 9th house, yes.
with
Okay.
night house.
I should tell her to get into meditation.
Mhm.
With some.
The Atmakaraka placement shows what one seeks for themselves and the whole world. So we can see these houses from Atmakaraka to show also how you're interacting with the world. That is why Raja Yogas are seen from Atmakaraka mainly. Not so much from Lagna. The real Raja is the Atmakaraka. He is the king. He is Shiva. Okay. So from the Atmakaraka, these yogas will show how you're using this to interact with the world. Because what is Lagna? What is Lagna really? A Raja Yoga from Lagna means, oh, I got some object. I got a boat. I got a car. I got a pen. You know? You're all grabbing objects and pulling them to you. You think that's Raja Yoga. I have a cell phone, iPhone 4. I have Raja Yoga. Okay? This is Lagna Raja Yoga. All these objects are Lagna Raja Yoga. I have a laptop. Lagna Raja Yoga. What is real Raja Yoga? What you're giving to the world and sharing with the world. Atmakaraka is doing that. The Atma is the one who's sharing with the world. So Raja Yoga is from Atmakaraka, most important. That is real Raja, not Lagna. So you can analyze this from Atmakaraka as well. In fact, we have a
For king's chart or for politicians, should we look from Atmakaraka?
all of us we should check from Atmakaraka. Everybody. Okay. And herein we can have these yogas mixing a little bit. For example, you can treat lordships from the Lagna and see the yoga with Atmakaraka. And treat lordships from the Atmakaraka and see associations with Lagna. For example, a fourth lord from Atmakaraka is having drishti on the Lagna. It gives true bhakti, which you will share with the world. Fourth lord from Lagna associated with Atmakaraka will give true comfort, which you will share with the world. Okay? Yes, you have to note that down.
Yes.
From Lagna, fact, things which you can keep to yourself. From Atmakaraka, things which you can share with the world.
For Lord.
Naruda.
Aruda Lagna, things you can share with society. With your club, your internal club. Like this group here, this is the Jaimini club. This is your small club. That's Aruda Lagna, your small community. You know? Like Jens is sharing with us, he's sharing in the Aruda. He's sharing food with us. Okay? This is Aruda.
Okay, from Atmakaraka for
World. Okay, example. What is it, Maya?
No, nothing. I have to.
Okay, we're soon done with this.
Atmakaraka for Lord,
It's not about
aspecting
us.
Atmakaraka himself. That is bhakti.
What can you share with the world in the fourth house? Your heart.
Yes.
Right? So fourth house from Atmakaraka is the real true heart, the real bhakti.
Yes.
So fourth house from Atmakaraka, if it associates with Lagna, gives bhakti.
Lagna, no?
Real bhakti which you will also share with the world.
Lagna.
And if it associates with the Lagna Lord itself,
Which one?
the fourth house from Atmakaraka.
If it associates with the Lagna Lord, the same.
Same.
But it also gives physical heart, like it can produce illness.
From fourth from Atmakaraka,
Yeah.
it is the chakra. Anahata chakra is there. It can produce illness, yes. You're right. In Navamsha.
So Atmakaraka is God's business, and Lagna is our business, more
Yeah.
or less. So.
Exactly. You got it. Now everybody's usually trying to avoid 8th Lord's aspect, thinking it's the worst in the chant. In truth, it's the 6th Lord's aspect which is the worst in the chant. Because this is what your enemy is looking for. If you have 6th Lord on Lagna, an enemy will be coming in your midst, will come into your life. And the biggest dilemma is that you cannot see what the enemy wants. Because what the enemy wants is seen from the 7th house they're from, or its Graha Drishtis they're from. If 6th Lord is in Lagna, that's Drishti on 7th. Right?
Yeah.
So what does the enemy want if you have 6th Lord in Lagna? Your spouse. So whatever is the Drishti of the 6th Lord is what you should be looking for, not where he is placed. That is what the enemy wants. 6th Lord in 10th house, he wants your home, 4th house, or an object which you keep in your home. So always see the Drishti of the 6th Lord and take it very seriously. 6th Lord in 12th house, he wants your enemies. Let him have it. Let him keep them.
Rama had this 6th Lord in Lagna aspecting 7. So
Who had?
that's-
Rama, yes.
Shri Rama.
Rama had 6th Lord in Lagna aspecting 7th. His enemy wanted to kidnap his spouse, Shri Ram.
6 Lord in 6.
Then he wants 12th house. He wants 12th house can mean He is seeking to earn money from you because you have to give from 12th house. These are your expenses. So he's seeking to earn money from you. He wants you to pay him. Okay?
Very important.
When the grahas have drishti on the lagna, this is for lagna, then they also give various faculties associated with the karaka. The sun will give leadership and authority. The moon gives compassion and clean heart. The clean heart will come from graha drishti. Leadership will come from graha drishti. Authority will come from rashi drishti. Think about the internal and external traits. Mars, sattva, strength. Mercury, various opinions, knowledge of languages. A note, war begins when communication ends. So they are good at avoiding the war. Keep discussing, keep debating. Jupiter, Vachaspati, the ability to speak the truth comes from here. This is a very important faculty. Venus, an eye for beauty will come. Saturn, many weaknesses and sorrows come from Saturn's aspect on Lagna. And Saturn's aspect on Lagna is showing you your weaknesses and sorrows, so you'll overcome them. So you'll be strong. Rahu. Rahu's aspect on Lagna gives the ability to see the badak. It gives unobstructed vision. This is also the weakness of the mind. So Rahu reveals the weakness of the mind. So it knows the weakness of the mind, shows it, and gives the mantra to protect it. Hence Rahu is called mantra tattva linga. Since the mind created Rahu, the mind needs protection from Rahu. That's why I said Rahu is showing the weaknesses of the mind. Ketu, intuitive thinking, end of research. Intuition. It gives you the faculty to stop thinking too much and start relying on your instincts, on your intuition. With that said, that was this lecture. That was interesting, huh? Houses. Okay, we'll take a break. Might have to go to the bathroom. Do you have any questions?
Vachaspati, I don't.
Vachaspati,
Vachaspati.
speaking the truth.
Yes.
I'll just...
What does you mean, the ability to see the badak?
The ability to see that which is hidden comes from Rahu. Okay? If Rahu blesses the Lagna, you can see the hidden, the badak. Unfortunately, for
Not the
Mutlu and I,
Not
we both have
personal.
Rahu in or associated with badak, so
Yes.
it's a bit more difficult than that. But he gives it with time.
Sometimes you are seeing, sometimes it's not seeing, something like
Yes. Okay? It can bless with time. With mantras, it will definitely bless. Definitely. Show you clearly. Now, anything else? Houses, eh? Lagna Lord in 12th house. This person doesn't like to spend. Okay. So, let me now stop the recording, and I'll see you in a few minutes.